Ross, 2-1 defeat here in Chester on Bank Holiday Monday. It's- I said that that's a result that will sting. Is that quite right?
Yeah, I think so. Um, Frustrating, um, but then really pleasing to see the attitude of the players. To play sort of an hour with 10 men is difficult, especially coming to Chester, but I thought we were very good value today in terms of effort and work rate, considering sort of the size of the squad at the moment and the age of some of the players, the experience level. So I think we need to take positives from it. The goals I need to watch because I think they were soft. I think Isaac's done well for his goal, but we had to roll our sleeves up. We had to show character, which we did do. But it's going to be difficult. We're sort of down to the bare bones today. We had a couple of players not fit for selection, and it is difficult the young ones to step up to a place like Chester and to perform. It's good experience for them, good learning from them, but we need to learn quickly. But I didn't think it was a bad performance at all. I thought, considering they had an overload for an hour, I thought we'd done really well. So big positives to take out of that. The fitness levels, the attitude, the commitment, the togetherness, really there. But it's always going to be difficult. So we need to sort of reassess the squad, the size of it, the experience of it. But good experience for the young ones, really good experience. You know, the two lads who came on today, Braden obviously starting and Josh Mack coming on. Difficult place to come at times, but they looked fine. But I think sometimes we need a little bit more from the bench, a little bit of experience maybe, with Potter going off. And yeah, so difficult game. I thought we could have got something out of it. Bit of a sloppy goal I need to watch back, but you know the effort levels were there, were brilliant. To be fair, the fitness levels were there, and we're just showing. You know, we're not a million miles away from where we want to be with a quite a depleted squad at the moment. So big positives in there. The boys won't feel like that right now. They'll be sort of deflated, and it's natural. You put in a shift like that, the distance they would have covered, not get anything out of it, does hurt. But as staff, we need to make sure that they're fully aware of the positives that are inside the performance, and that's our job to sort of pick them up and go again.
Yeah, it stings, doesn't it? Because of the effort levels. I mean, not just today, but even on Saturday to put in 90 minutes and then another 90 minutes today against promotion hopefuls. Chester, massive budget. We know the story there, but you know, looking at George Burrows at the end, Isaac Westendorf, they both ran themselves ragged, and they were, Westendorf, at the end was, had his head in his shirt.
Yeah.
This team, they've given absolutely everything, and that's why it stinks, doesn't it? I suppose.
It does. I think we're learning about the size of squads and strength and depth of clubs. We've played a lot of the top ones so far. For me, there's nothing to fear. I think we've gone toe to toe with all of them. And in my opinion, we should have beat Spenny more. We didn't. Today, obviously, made it difficult. I need to watch tackle back. I think it might be a little bit high, but I don't know if it's a straight red. I don't know. I need to watch it back. But 60 minutes after a game Saturday, on a long journey on the bus, I didn't see anyone shirking a responsibility to stand up and be counted. But we're learning that the strength and depth of squads is really important for a club. Just to make 5 subs, freshen it up with 5 new faces, with 5 experienced boys coming on from the bench, really does help. So we need to look at that. We need to have a little look this week and see what we can do. But yeah, there's a couple of weird rules in the game that I need to double check because we had a bit of pressure. They make a defensive clearance, they go down with a head injury. We have pressure, we have the possession in the 18-yard box, and then the ball goes back to their goalie and they get this smash up the field. I need to double check that rule. If that rule stands, it's a crazy rule. I don't understand it. So yeah, a bit of frustration in there, but yeah, there's loads of bits and bobs we can pick apart. The most important thing is that I saw a team sticking together, running through walls for each other, and going to 90 minutes, and they'd be sore. They'd be really sore after that game because we couldn't make sort of 5 like-for-like changes. So we need to sort of assess that and go again.
Let's talk about the positives. The goal. We had our backs against the wall in the first half. It was a crazy 2 minutes again. They score the opener. Alfie gets the red, and then it's suddenly back against the wall. The whole place gets behind the team. And then right at the end, Isaac Westendorf again. We mentioned him before, but nicking the ball and being clinical. That was a real positive, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and he's a strong boy. He's quick. He can run. By the end, he was on his knees. Everyone was. And he got his rewards. I thought Spennymoor, obviously he should have had a couple. He knows that he got his reward today. Um, but I always sensed that we could get something out of this game, even though we're sort of 10 men. There's always something there for us because we looked okay on the counter. Nicked it a couple of times and counted well. Um, But when you play Saturday and you leave everything on the line with the same group of players, and you have to replicate it again on Monday, it's going to take it out of you. It's hard. It's hard work. So the boys need to appreciate that and understand that we understand that. And I thought we'd done enough to get something out of it, but the second goal was sort of a dagger in the heart. I need to see it. I need to see how it drops to him or edge of the box, how we clear the ball, whether it's a header, where we clear it. Real small details, defending your box, because that's where goals are scored. So yeah, mixed feelings. Spending more, I was pretty angry because I think we should win that game. Today, mixed feelings. I thought we'd done enough to get something out of it, but 60 minutes with a man down is always going to be difficult. So we've got to sort of pick him up, get on the bus, reassess things, and then look ahead for training ahead of a home game Saturday.
Yeah, very briefly as well. You just mentioned there about the drop ball. So for the people that weren't at the game today, probably won't know what you mean. But by that, we had the ball in the box. For the last 10 minutes, it was, we stayed in the game at 2-1, and then the kind of momentum shifted. Last 10 minutes, it was us trying to find the goal. Ball goes in, it's cleared, and then Ashby's outside the box. And as soon as he's about to swing across into the box, the referee blows and gives a drop ball because it was a foul. Don't know who was down inside the box, but and then the drop ball goes to Chester, and it's not. Well, they get to keep the ball. Yeah. So, just a bit more clarity in the rules. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit. It looked like sort of their side knew the rules inside out. Maybe I need to read the rule book. But if that's the rule, I think it's stupid because every time you defend the box, you go down with a head injury and your goalie gets it back. So, and it wasn't a drop ball; they gave it to the goalie. I thought a drop ball was meant to be sort of maybe a contested ball, but I need to have a look at it because I think there's loopholes in that. I think if you're under the caution, which they were a little bit, we went for it. We changed system. We put two up top. We put a attacking winger as a wing back. We went for it. And I think we need to be clever to that and make people aware that, if you are defending the box, go down with a head injury and your goalie gets it. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
And we don't want to sound like sour grapes, but it really did kill the momentum, especially when we're going for it at the end. But as you said, back on the coach, and then Saturday we're back at home again against Radcliffe, and then it's a chance to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I imagine the mood is generally positive going into that one, despite the results today.
Yeah, not sour at all. It's just something I need a bit of clarity with, because if that's the sort of the idea and the rule, there's a bit of a loophole there, and there's a little bit of a dark arts sort of angle to work. But if he took a whack, fair play. He took a heavy one. But I do believe the ball should go back to the team who's had possession.
I think he genuinely took a whack, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But it should then go back to the team who's had possession, because it wasn't a foul. It was two people going for the ball. But that's a very small, minor detail within a 90-minute game. The big, obviously, talking part was the red card. The togetherness we've shown after that to get ourselves back level. Defending the box needs to be a little bit better in terms of the goal. We need to watch it back. But we went to the end. Our fitness levels look brilliant. Young squad who are learning. Two young lads who are entering the pitch who haven't played much first team football, and the boys gave everything. So positives, negatives in there, but the importance that we get on the bus and know there are positives in that performance, and then taking Saturday.
One of the biggest positives as well with the fans. Bank holiday Monday, giving up their money like they always do to follow us up and down the country, and it was a decent following as well. So massive thanks to them.
Yeah, and football's sort of a weird game. 11v11, I think we've got half a chance of winning the game of football. I think when you go down to 10, they could probably see it as well. It's going to be difficult, but we never gave in. We gave it a good push to the end. Could have got something, a couple of little ricochets and maybe some set pieces, but it wasn't meant to be today. So it's going to hurt. The body's going to be sore, really sore. The legs are going to be sore, but the boys have got to pick themselves up, go again, and staff will assist with that, will help. We'll manage their load for the week, and then we'll look for Saturday now.
Ross, thanks so much for your time.
Cheers.